on, babies.
Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen, the Simple Minds Sports Show. The Celtics are front-running pussies. Told you that a while back, and nothing has changed. Down 0-2 to the Knicks, but fear not. They're one simple adjustment away from advancing, and we're here to tell you about it, or at least I am, if you stick around to that Celtics segment. And if they don't, then they will continue to be front-running pussies for as far as time can tell. So we'll get to that. But as we always do, let's start with some opening takes. Ray, you're under suspension for undisclosed cause at this point, so you get to go first. Please start us off.
Thanks, Chris. Fuck this team. 2 games in a row, you still haven't learned your lesson. You again were up double digits, and slowly the Knicks just chipped away at it. Then you go on a 21-2 run, and Joe Mazzulla doesn't call a timeout and saves it for the rest of the game. And what do the Celtics continue to do? Shoot threes, even when they aren't falling. You're down 0-2, and you now are in a battle with the Knicks, a team that is better than you, more physical than you, and more hungry than you. Oh, and if you see Jason Tatum, just tell him Game 3 is on Saturday, and hopefully he shows up.
Okay, the Knicks are not better than the Celtics, but most of that...
I don't know.
No, they're not.
Jaylen Brunson in the fourth? Jaylen Brunson in the fourth?
Well, we'll get there. Bobby, your opening take.
It's real frustrating when this whole time I'm made out to be the idiot, when over all this time, it's clear what happens. You clip me up, you throw me up there, you make me look like the asshole. This whole time, you people are the assholes. You don't listen to me. I've been right since the beginning. Mazzulla is a nerd. He doesn't understand basketball. His offense and his whole coaching philosophy is simply to score. It has nothing to do with actually winning a basketball game. He doesn't understand how to win basketball games. I'm not sure he understands basketball. I've been right all along, and I told you so.
Hard to argue with that. Speaking of assholes, who's running the Red Sox down there? Is it Rafi Devers in his diapers, or is it Alex Cora in his binky? Can anybody tell anybody to play first base other than some gaggle of scrubs that's about to throw out this position like they've done for the last fucking decade? As your poster boy, Cassis, who can't hit the broadside of the barn, goes down with a knee injury. By the way, who leaves baseball with a knee injury? Like, who blows their knee out playing baseball? You pussy. Speaking, just a final show of peas. The Red Sox are, look, I'm not called dire straits, but they need a massive adjustment. Let me leave it at this, and we'll get back to it in the show. They need to get Vrabeled, and they need to get Vrabeled hard, like a Tuesday night at Ray's Mother's. That's what needs to happen to the Red Sox. So we'll get to that. Celtics, obviously, first on the docket. Choking your mother? My mother? Celtics on the docket right about 0-2 to the Knicks, but fear not. Bobby may still be wrong. Who's in charge of the Red Sox? Let's talk about that debacle. 10 questions from a guy named Rob. The Bruins, not in our opening segment. They got boned, and so did Adam Vinatieri, according to you friggin' idiots out there, Raymond. Simplest Minds of the Week, as always, to close out the show. This is the Simple Minds Sports Show, Friday Rewind, live Thursday, May 8th. Welcome to the show.
Happy Mother's Day.
The Celtics are dumb front-running pussies. This is the same team they have been for 4 years running.
Well, my worst nightmare came true. Mazzulla and Mayo are friends. What the fuck? Apparently, they've known each other since Virginia. They have these docking sessions where they talk about ball and managing people.
Vacation. I'm gonna quay all these. I'm gonna fucking watch them this week.
Do you say quay?
Is it not quay?
It's Q. It's Q. It's Q-U-E. You idiot. The Celtics are dumb front-running pussies. This is the same team they have been for 4 years running.
Well, my worst nightmare came true. Mazzulla and Mayo are friends. What the fuck? Apparently, they've known each other since Virginia. They have these docking sessions where they talk about ball and managing people.
I'm on vacation. I'm going to quay all these. I'm going to fucking watch them this week.
Do you say quay?
Is it not quay?
It's Q. It's Q. It's QUE. You idiot. And there you have it in our opening segment. 2 years ago, 2.5, 3 years ago, however long that was. Bobby and I proven right in our opening segment. We've been running for 2 years. Ray still running with the quay, and maybe that's a Canadian thing, French Canadian thing. He may be right too. If we were doing shows in the 51st state, who knows? Regardless, we were proven right because this is a Simple Mind Sports Show. We keep it simple. We keep it straight, and oftentimes we're right, surprisingly. It just takes a little time, like the Celtics are front-running pussies. So if you'd like to hear more about us being right, join the newsletter, subscribe, rate, review, wherever you're watching, wherever you're listening. Smash the subscribe, hit the like button. Thanks for being here. Leave a comment. We'll reply back to you with some snarky commentary. But just remember, we will generally be right. In the long run,
we're always right.
We will be right.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to start there, Bobby, with the Celtics. Game 1 choke, 105-108, a 20-point blown lead, 63 point attempts. Watching live.
Let's stop it right there. Rich jinxed it because at halftime, Rich said, this is very nice. They're not shooting a lot of 3-pointers. I think they only had 20 at the time. 45 after that, I think. And yeah, you jinxed them, you son of a bitch.
I did. It was a sloppy game to start the game off, for sure. Sorry, I gotta throw the comments off because Handsome Wayne's going to distract me. And okay, sorry, Handsome Wayne. Thank you. Keep commenting. We'll pop them up here. Make it relevant and make it good.
It was very good. He said the quay his thing is gold.
Yeah, but he spelled it Q because that's how you actually spell things that you want to watch later in the Q, and that's how you say it too, unless you're somewhere in French Canada, which we don't recognize on the show. It's also called Canada, not Canadian. I don't know why I said it like that. I did say that at halftime. I said it was a sloppy game, but at least they're not chucking up 63 pointers a night. And lo and behold, in live reaction, as the 20-point lead is dwindling down and not a single player leaves a 3-point arc. Literally, I mean, not even a cut, no backdoor pick, not even a pick and roll. They just stood on the arc with a wide open paint for a quarter and a half, watching their 20-point lead go down. I mean, 2 games in a row. We take it wherever you want. Like, this is just a full bitch fest about Mazzulla ball, us being right, the Celtics being wrong, reverting back to old habits, not learning from the Magic series. Wherever you want to take it, it's all yours. We got some stats to throw out if you want, but I think the talking point is obvious. If you want to go to the Mazzulla role, wherever you want to go, Bobby, you nailed it. Like, they're not playing basketball, and every pundit outside of NBC Sports Boston, because I couldn't like convince myself to watch that post game and try to like put rose-colored glasses on the bullshit we've seen the last 2 games. But anywhere nationally, they are crucifying this team, and particularly Jason Tatum, who deserved it in game 2. Yeah, game 2 he sucked. Game 1, obviously I think he was victim of the game plan and just everybody on that team settling. But he's the leader. He should have led, and they didn't. And it's just. The Jason Tatum Celtics are one of the most infuriating brands of sports to watch, more so than even the recent Patriots, because we know they suck. Watching this basketball team settle and lose to a worse team, Raymond, the Knicks are not better. They're not better by far. They're a far less superior team than the Celtics. And to watch the Celtics just piss this shit away on their stupid philosophy is extremely frustrating. That's the best way I could describe it. And we can, I'd like to get into the hows and whys and what they could do and if they will here, but I don't know. Take your minute to vent.
Yeah. First, let's talk about the players here. I mean, the players have just melted down in the fourth. What did they miss? 14 shots in a row, 8 minutes without scoring at all in the fourth quarter. They didn't even, they had no backbone. They had no will to do anything different other than just continue to melt. Brown and Tatum, they looked terrible. He takes out Pritchard. He was the only one that was scoring there in the fourth, essentially. The players, I don't know what it is. They just they're acting like it's like mid-season, like they don't really care. The Knicks are playing at a whole new level that they do not have anywhere near the energy to match. It's like they bait them the whole game. The Knicks are just they feel them out, they bait them, they get to halftime, and then all of a sudden they start to play basketball about halfway through the third, and then just end the game. That's what's happened twice.
I'll go quickly. Game one, to live and die by the three, like you guys said, up 20 points in the third quarter. They go 10 for 49 in the second half in overtime. That's atrocious. Why would you keep shooting if you can't make the fucking shots? The Mitchell Robinson rule. You got guys in foul trouble like Luke Cornett. He had 3 early fouls because they were doing that, trying to get Mitchell Robinson to the line. And then when Porzingis shit his pants at halftime and Sam Hauser sprained his ankle, now your bench is getting smaller and smaller because of this. Tatum was -5 on the court in game one. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown combined for 14 for 43. And the only bright side of game one is that the Celtics were out shooting their worst shooting performance and still only lost by 5. So
I want to go piggyback on your Mitchell Robinson thing. Did you hear what Mazzulla said in the post game presser about why they were fouling him?
No.
Because his plus minus was the highest on the court, so they wanted to get him off the court. So again, he's managing specifically to the stats and to the nerds. So someone tells him what a number is, and then he tells the team what to do. He's not managing in the moment on what needs to happen on the court. Doesn't happen.
No, you're right, Mazzulla, and it goes beyond Mazzulla. It's an organizational philosophy, very similar to baseball, that the statistics are running downhill and they land in the court, and the players have now been, succumbed to it for years, and everybody gets blame. I'll give you my slice of Mazzulla. The philosophy is set now. For whatever reason, they abandoned it basically against the Magic. For them not to do that now, Handsome Wayne says it's dog shit coaching. When the other team is in foul trouble, you don't hook up threes with the lead. I think he meant to say huck up, but that's fine. There it is. Huck. Yeah, that's obvious basketball philosophy. But to Bobby's point, that's not what the numbers say. And they were just in malaise of we've got this lead. It was 2022 all over again. The Celtics would get a 20-point lead on their skill and then take their foot off the gas, and teams would come back. And last year they got rid of that habit. It seemed to creep back a little bit this year, but we thought no, they've matured. They've got beyond that. They understand how to win now. They have a championship under the belt, and lo and behold, now you've got a team with grit and a little skill, and voila, we're back to the same spot. Let me give you a point of optimism. I said if they could do this one thing. I'm just going to come from a mentality standpoint, and I'm not going to say I believe this, but I think it might be true. In game one, you miss 45 three-pointers, an NBA record, 60 attempts, you miss 45, and you only lose by 3 in overtime. Joe Mazzulla in postgame said there was 8 to 15 shots that maybe they want to have back, but he basically doubled down on his philosophy like he often does. I thought at the time, maybe he's covering for his team because he knew they let off the gas, and he's covering for his players. And okay, let's see what happens in game 2. Game 2, they come out, and it looks very, very similar. Not as flagrant of a three-point attempt, but pretty close. And here's the only positivity I'll give you. Maybe game 2 was an actual wake-up. Maybe game 1 happened. They said, we're not going to miss fucking 45 threes again. If we make 2 of those in the fourth quarter, we win. We're fine. This is how we want to play the game. And game 2 comes, and Jason Tatum scores 13 points. And they go, oh, maybe they go, okay, numbers aren't working here. We're going to have to adjust heading to Madison Square Garden. I'm not putting faith in that, Bobby. I gave Mazzulla and Tatum credit last series for adjusting outside of their game. They only averaged like 23 pointers a game. They could easily get back to that game plan against this team, the Knicks, if they wanted to. I'm not anticipating it's going to happen based on what we've seen the last 2 games. But if they wanted to, I think they could probably relatively easily run off 4 in a fucking row playing just regular basketball. You don't get a 20-point lead on a team in the playoffs out of thin air. The Knicks are playing as hard as they possibly can to scrape by, and the Celtics are just handing them these games. So do you give any level of credence to game 1 was a fluke? They come into game 2. That was an actual wake-up call, and maybe we actually see some adjustments here in game 3.
Yeah, if we're looking at it glass half full, I mean, again, when you're looking at it from Mazzulla's side, the numbers say they should have won both of these games if they had just played the way that they play. They win these games, but they're not accounting for the intangibles that come into effect here. So specifically with game 1, yeah, I think game 1 was a fluke. It more felt that way. This one felt more like a meltdown, especially when you're down 0-1 and when there's the stakes there. And they just have other mitigating factors. You know, we got with Porzingis, who is not himself with his illness, otherwise known as he's got the long vid, just like Ray's mom gets the long dick. So there's that to deal with. They got Karl Anthony Towns, who all of a sudden whose nuts dropped somehow in this series. They got him looking like the toughest player in the world. Is it the same Thibodeau who legitimately ran the worst coaching job in game 1 in NBA history against the Celtics is now teabagging Mazzulla every play down the court? I mean, what's going on?
The Karl Anthony Towns is a good point. Karl Anthony Towns is good for a game, a series. Like, he'll show out. He's too talented not to, but he got shoved in a locker game 1, like you read about. I mean, that was the biggest storyline that got snuffed out because the Celtics blew it that I would have liked to seen.
Jaylen Brunson, though, he's been the king of the fourth.
I mean, fine. Take your quirky little sayings and your Reggie Miller told us about the clutch player of the year in the NBA, which is another made up, stupid, goddamn trophy for these prima donnas. How many times did Reggie Miller have to tell us about that? He happened to be right, except for he missed the shot to win the game. Does everyone forget about that because the Knicks actually won? Brunson had a wide open layup to win, and he missed it, Mr. Clutch. So fucking eat me on that shit. He's a very good player. He is executing in the clutch. They also got beat by the Pacers last year in the playoffs with Jaylen Brunson on the floor too. So just fucking relax, okay? Everybody relax about everything. The only thing that is true, Joe Mazzulla, not a tactician. You got 2 games in which you've got your all NBA players with the last shot, ball in the last shot, down by 3 or 2, and you don't get a shot off in either one. Tactician, he is not.
Tatum takes it baseline and then passes it and then goes to turn his back and pass. That's great. Fantastic.
So
that
you
can, ugly. I don't know what that was.
So there's your Joe Mazzulla bashing. His ATOs are invisible. There are none. There's nothing. He has no creativity on the court as a tactician, basically whatsoever. These are the only time that NBA coaches matter. In the playoffs where your team is unraveling and the other team seems to have your number offensively or defensively or both in this case, the coach can come up with a play or 2 or a series or 2 to mix things up or just get in their face or take a tech or
change the energy. He doesn't change the energy.
Get a bench player out there to Greg Greason the fuck out of guys, 5 fouls in 6 minutes and switch up the energy. Bobby is right until proven otherwise. In a championship form, Joe Mazzulla is back in the doghouse as a shit coach and nothing but a mouthpiece. Do
you realistically think they're only going to shoot like 20, 25 3-pointers on Saturday afternoon when they play the Knicks?
No, but I bet it will be less than 40.
Yeah, they're gonna play their ball. They're gonna do what they do.
I bet they incrementally change. They try to split the baby. And let's be honest, Jason Tatum scored 13 points. If he scores 18 points, they win. Do you think something's wrong with him? Can I stop you right there? Do you think something's wrong with him?
Yeah, he's a pussy.
I don't know. I have vaulted Tatum to the highest level possible in my mind in this past year because he was playing out of his mind good, and it seems like he has he's lost the capacity to play basketball. I don't know if it's a focus thing. I know their defense is switching it up a little bit. Two things. Number one, Bobby's right. His biggest critique in his entire career is he lacks the cliche killer mentality. He doesn't understand what it means to just go get a bucket.
Mamba mentality.
Where that starts tactically, he has no go-to move, which is what I've been calling for years. Get inside the three-point line, put your back to the basket, and figure out a one dribble move that gets you a bucket 70% of the time. Brown's got it. You put Brown at the free throw line or the elbow in motion, he can hold and hang time and bury that thing. The dude's probably 70% on that shot. Jason Tatum gets the ball 35 feet from the basket and ISO 5 out and tries to dribble his way through the entire defense. And most of the game, that's fine because he's a terrific passer and he can identify defense and he gets the ball moving and swinging when the offense is clicking. But with 7 seconds left, you need to be able to fake, dribble once, rise up, bucket. And he does not have that in his game. He just doesn't.
And they're putting double teaming him 35 feet from the basket as well.
Yeah,
I don't know if you will watch that, and it just throws him right the fuck off.
Get the ball out of his hands.
And in 2022, that worked against the Warriors. He crumbled, and he's reverted back to that. Last year, they did it too, and he simply just threw it to Jaylen Brown, who scored. I don't know if he's trying to, if he's searching that playoff MVP, if he believes it's his time now, so he can't be the facilitator. Bobby's right. It's mental. It's 100% mental. He's not.
Steve Kerr's in his head. Steve Kerr's texting him all day. He's like, "Hey, remember when I sat you, you little fucking bitch? You're gonna mess up against the Knicks.
Don't pass this to Jaylen.
Yeah.
He's gonna get another fucking trophy.
We're gonna get to the title and win this year, and you're not. You know why? Because I sat you, and you're a bitch."
It is mental with Tatum. That's
sad though. It's like you want to be the face of the league, you want to be MVP, you want to be in the talks and all that shit, and you just crumble when the pressure gets too hard for you.
I mean, I think that's the narrative, Ray, but I don't believe that it's actually true. I think he's a champion. He was the best player on the team last year, even though Brown got the awards. The team doesn't. We've talked about this ad nauseum. The team does not operate without Tatum. Okay, you've seen that. He's played like shit the last 2 games, and they've lost to an inferior opponent. So he's a top 5 player in the NBA. His fault is magnified in these situations, and it felt like last year he learned how to get around that or not to allow that to affect him. And it seems like this year he's pressing. Seems like he's pressing. That's how I would define it. He's pressing in these moments, trying to be the guy. Where last year he was okay to facilitate because he was chasing a ring. And this year he's chasing the hardware in a ring. Yeah. So can he adapt back? Can he adapt back to the best player, the best form of himself, which is best as a facilitator when need be, and for the team's sake? Or if not, then you probably ride or die with Tatum at being for lack of a better word, ball hog in the wrong moments. And that's going to hurt him as much as it's going to hurt the team. Have you seen the headlines or the social media clapback about Jason Tatum? No one talked about his 335 points games in a row and no missed field goals and dominating the Magic. No one talked about that. But the second he has some bad games against the Knicks, is Jason Tatum a leader? Is he a top player in the NBA?
It's news, man. You don't want to see the positive. You only want to see the negative. And that's the other thing that people want to talk about.
Well, Anthony Edwards and his 17 kids get positive headlines when he's getting his ass blown out too. Jason Tatum is unfairly criticized for sure. In these moments, no, he's played like shit. But overall, he's unfairly criticized. He does not get the credit that he deserves as a champion. But if he continues to play like he's doing, then the criticism is warranted. There you go. So game 3 Saturday. Any final thoughts? Anything you think we missed?
I'd like to see how the refs handle game 3. They've been letting them play games 1 and 2. Obviously, it's been really physical. I want to see what game 3 has in store for them, and let's see if they call a little tighter game, see if that changes the whole momentum and the flow.
When the show comes back next Thursday, this series better still be going. If it isn't, it would be one of the most disappointing things in our recent New England sports history here.
This is true. I'll give you one more ounce of positivity here.
Wait. Before you go, Bobby only wants that to happen because he doesn't want to talk Red Sox for the rest of the summer.
You're goddamn right I don't.
Neither do I. You fucking kidding me?
Right now, the Patriots are possibly the best thing going. And look at them. I mean, the Celtics are crumbling. The Bruins blow. And the Red Sox are the Red Sox.
Yeah, no, Bobby's absolutely right. We need the Celtics to win for our
this is a lot riding on this.
Let me just give you one more ounce of positivity. I'm going to start with a negative thought. Teams down 0-2 in the NBA playoffs have it's 10% chance of winning series. I think there's 7 that have done it. However, there have been 3 in the past 4 or 5 years, one of them being your Boston Celtics. And the series I think back to is the Philadelphia series, in which Jason Tatum balled out in Game 6 in Philly to send that back to Boston, and then Embiid choked. I know that Celtics, they have rightfully earned this reputation of playing down to their competition and playing with their food, and we've seen it now down 0-2. I'm not counting them out. Like, their talent can show up out of nowhere, and they could hit 40 out of 63 pointers 3 games in a row. Or they could decide to play the right way, and blow this team out by 25 points. That could happen in the blink of an eye with this team, and we've seen it at times. So I wouldn't count them out. And it's just like you think Knicks fans right now are celebrating? They are petrified.
Oh, they're partying.
They are petrified of losing this series in 7 games. That's what they're thinking about. That's what Knicks fans are thinking about, because that's their history. So just keep that in mind. Keep a little positivity here. It's not really our MO, but I'm going to sprinkle a little
Saturday.
bit. Yep. See you Saturday. Okay. Throw it over to headlines with the obvious one.
Thank you there, Richard. Praise be to God. The Celtics are now down 2-0 after losing to the Knicks at home by a combined 6 points. The next game is Saturday at 3:30 p.m. at Madison Square Garden. Lord, hear our prayer. Speaking of prayers, the Bruins' prayers were not answered after dropping 2 spots in the NHL draft lottery from 5 to 7. Hopefully they have a better season. Lord, hear our prayer. Light a candle because the Red Sox are without a first baseman after Tristan Cassis tore his ACL while running to first base. Now there is a glaring hole at first base, and we have no one to fill it. And finally, we have white smoke, folks. And for the first time in the history of the Catholic religion, an American is Pope. USA, USA, USA. Robert Prevost has been elected and chose the name Pope Leo XIV. Amen. This has been Headlines with the Obvious One. Back to you, Richard.